Hi and welcome to an analysis of BCC on the ASX. Now, looking back into the 09 region, we see that we're coming off the lows down here around that 3.5 cent mark. The bottom blue trend line following those two lows before the big breakout, that's now anticipating some support in this region. We have the breakout here. We see that the support that was used during the breakout is what was used recently. We had the big breakout. Since then, we've had the series of lower highs creating the orange trend line, which we can then bring down to the bottom, and it turns it into a channel since we have lower lows. Currently, the low hasn't gone much lower and the high hasn't gone too much lower, creating a green channel there. On the Ichimoku side of it all, we had a nice big breakout. We came back, supported on the cloud, couldn't get back out through the top of the cloud, and since then we have gone into a bull trending setup. And I'll move in closer now so that we can just have a look at the current action and use some of the benefits of the Ichimoku. Now, we're looking for signals in here. Now, this lag line, it came up, hit resistance at the candles and also at the pink line. Currently, it is back underneath all of them. It has 5 layers of resistance to get through to be able to get back into a bull trending mode. It also has this little pocket in here where it could easily come in here. Where we come back up to the candles end, we see that we have this red line here, which is 50% of the low and the recent high. Pink, the fastest moving line, has turned upwards due to this range going up and getting past this low. So that is now representing the 50% of there and there. We have the cloud coming through as resistance, which is also represented on the orange trend line. If we can break into the cloud, the lag line gets above the candles, we can just follow some of this dipping, but we can come up in here and see if the lag line can get over that candle. Now, that in reality would be breaking that orange trend line, coming up, testing any resistance at this green trend line. If it can break through those two, it's then in the range of where it's creating a new high and prices above the cloud. This pink line getting above red is a bull signal, but it's underneath the cloud, so it is considered weak. If it's inside the cloud, neutral, and if it's above the cloud, it is a bull signal. Now, currently we have blue below green, but they're coming up to quite close to crossing. Now, currently that is in bear formation. If it changes over, it can go into bull, but if we look back up in this region, it can also just symbolize a bit of chopping and changing until there's a clear direction coming. And as you see, price didn't get back above these candles. It did have some rally into this area, but next minute it moved back into the bear formation and it hasn't been able to break into the cloud and hold it. It did recently spike up into it, and you can see that price never closed within the cloud. Now, looking back to where it created it over here, it found resistance at this pink line and has since fallen back away. Now, I'm going to move up into a weekly chart because it describes a little bit more for me, and I'll just bring this up a little bit closer and also take advantage of the forward cloud, which is a little bit further in. Okay, and widen it so that we can see a bit more of it. Okay, that recent break in, that big spike that came up through, and we see that the lag line was underneath the cloud. It wasn't supported. It was each time this lag line has been rejected until recently, and lag line has managed to get into the clouds but hasn't been able to now stay above these lines. It brings all this area into it, which is testing support at this blue line. Whilst this lag line is inside the cloud, it will also be using this lower blue line here as support. So I've got one line of support here left. Otherwise, it is underneath the lines and it is underneath the candles. Price currently is broken back to the other side of the cloud, and it is on the underneath. We have strong resistance sitting up in this region here of around the 10 cents mark. That is the we're on a weekly chart. It represents 52, so it's the yearly 50% range is in that 10 cent range. We also have the red line sitting up here, but pink has now got out. If we go into a bit more of a drop, test this blue line, and then it's going to be coming back up. It's got to break orange, break green, form a new high, and test this 10 cent region. And then it's a question of getting back above that 10 cents to be able to go back up into here and test the top of the blue range. I hope that gives a clearer picture of what we're looking at. This has now moved back into a bear formation. We have the fastest moving average sitting back out through the cloud, which I use as a bit of a gatekeeper. I'm looking for pink to be where the cloud is for the breakout. Price has just dropped back down, and we can see how a testing of the low, the green trend line, the blue trend line as for support. If they are broken, then you have the low, and beyond that a test of this orange trend line. Hope that helps. Thank you.